Right. So when we are working on the integration part, we must be knowing about the testing flow also, right? So this is what generally the integration testing flow is all about. Because integration, either it can be with internal or external systems when we are integrating. What should be the flow process that we need to know? Okay, this is what the flow is. The first about the requirements and interfaces, wherein we have to review the requirements. At this, normally this part generally business analyst team will give us the requirements. Parallelly, from the testing side, testing people has to review those requirements, identify what are the different systems and interfaces which are involved in it. This is the first thing. Second is about the test planning, where we do the test planning, wherein by defining the scope of the work that we are supposed to do. Along with this, we need to identify the dependencies also. What are the different dependencies we have? Followed by what should be the test data and environment that we want to be planned. Everything will be part of test planning. The third one about the test case design, because wherein whenever we want to write integration test cases, we have to define inputs, right? So what are the expected output scenarios, etc. We must be knowledgeable. Now, whenever we do the test case design, so using this, whenever we write the test case design, this we can use anything. Sometimes we use Jira Rally, right? So something that we are using, wherein these integration test types can be different because sometimes we have to do interface testing, which is generally called as UI testing, user interface testing, etc. We have to do. Second, API testing, we are using Postman API nowadays. So that is the second thing. Third, about service testing, I'm referring to the cloud service environment, etc. When we are transforming from legacy to cloud, right? So the service testing will be involved in. Next, about database and integration testing, whatever the different databases we are using and how these databases integration will be taken further. This is all about the database and integration testing will be. After database integration testing, next is end-to-end integration testing. Once the complete testing is completed, this has to be done, including third-party integration also. For example, we are integrating from billing center, Guidewire billing center to any third-party billing payment gateways. Okay, whenever we want to receive the payments, or else policy center has connected to third-party systems to access the motor vehicle records, driver history, all these. Or else claim people wants to integrate with some third-party applications wherein to provide the vehicle, if there is any kind of vehicle damage related claim they have received, they have to interact with the third-party body shop people who will be doing the repair for that. So the third-party integration testing can be. So sometimes internally we have to integrate with internal applications, and at the same time we need to integrate with some external third-party systems also. This is all about the third-party integration testing will be majorly of. So the benefit is to have the benefit of doing this testing is majorly to identify the defects, etc. At the same time, for better system compatibility, this is being used for. Along with this, if you want to reduce the integration risk, followed by any kind of faster release cycles we have. Along with this, if you want to improve system reliability, everything can be done here. So this is all will be done under the test case design. So followed by this, the next step about test environment setup. This test environment setup, we have to configure the systems according for the testing requirement that we have. Okay, to do the configuration and all, either it can be for API we are using Postman. Okay, for behavioral driven testing we are using Cucumber BDD. At the same time, Karate framework we are using, right? So these are all configuration systems. For performance testing, we use JUnit, all that. At the same time, we need to set up different steps and mocks, etc. Including this, we need to do the load testing data, etc. This is all about the environment setup, test environment setup referred to. So once we have done with test environment setup, the next we need to execute the testing, wherein we need to run the test cases based on the implementation has taken place, right? So wherein we need to capture whatever the responses are identified. At the same time, we need to verify the integrations. Everything will be part of the execution of testing and all that. Next, about the defect management. Any defects identified in the code level or any other level. So that log defects will be identified here. At the same time, we need to track and prioritize what are the defects that we have, right? So we need to fix it. We need to retest everything. This is all about the defect management. Next, about test cycle closure. Test cycle closure, wherein we need to validate different test scenarios. Scenarios can be multiple. At the same time, of course, sign off will be done and general reporting will be done. So major outcome for defect management and test cycle closure to have an interface work as expected, because what are the interfaces that we are integrated? So is it something that is working as we are expecting or not? That we need to see. Be expecting from the customer side, I'm referring this. Next, about the data flows, whether it is correctly across systems, etc., that has to be identified. Next, defects has to be identified and resolved here. At the same time, what are the business process validations we have, followed by quality, whether this is achieved any kind of quality or something. Everything will be part of it. So these are all something from the testing flow perspective whenever we are working on the integration systems, especially on the Guidewire.